Hi, it's MJ Callaway here in the tiny Bounce Up studio, and I am excited to have our next contributor from the book 21. And remember, it's 20 WON. And today's guest is Merilee Smith. She's highly passionate life coach and a drama disruptor. I definitely need to find out a little bit more about that. So she's a drama disruptor who helps people get off autopilot and connect with their happiness by getting clear on what they deeply want for themselves in their relationships and career. She gives them the mindset and the emotional agility tools to take charge of their life story and live each day with intention. Welcome, Merilee.
Thanks, MJ. I'm very happy to be here.
And thrilled to have you. I definitely want to tackle what is a drama disruptor, but I want to step back and find out, how did you get there? Because this is something that occurred, from what I understand. Now, make sure, correct me if I'm wrong. This is something that happened during a pandemic. You had maybe a defining moment that changed the way that you do business. Could you share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a firm believer in that everything happens for a reason and there are no coincidences. And so I will back up, but just a tad. Prior to the pandemic, up to that point, for about 14 years, I had been working in the people and organizational development space, specifically doing corporate training and development in the leadership development space. And so really working with organizations around, of course, strengthening their leadership, but more importantly, are they building a healthy, strong company culture where people feel valued and engaged and, wanting to really be a part of that organization. And of course, that was fulfilling. I loved it. But I was starting to feel just exactly last year at this time, something felt off for me, like just my inner compass. And I really was starting to play with, like, what did that mean? And I had come off traveling from a work trip and I just was feeling really, just to be quite honest, kind of miserable. And I was like, okay, put the pause button on, like, really, sister, what is that about? And it was literally like that moment that just hit me. And it was like, oh my gosh, you do not want to be doing this anymore. This has been great and this has served you well up to this point, but you want to help people at a deeper level. And when I was working with organizations, whether I was facilitating a course or somebody was pulling me aside to ask some advice or chat, or I'm coaching somebody one-on-one, they always wanted to go deeper, because at the end of the day, I mean, our lives are holistic. It is not just our careers, it is our personal lives and our personal lives and our careers. And so I thought, you know what? I want to be a life coach. And then I was like, ooh, like, I got excited when I said that. I was like, can I actually do that? And so that was really exactly a year ago, right now, as we speak, right before the pandemic hit the US.
So there's a couple of things that you said in there. First, you said you put on the pause button. What do you mean by putting on the pause button?
Yeah, and this is something that I do in my practice as a life coach, and something that has really served me well. Back in early 2000s, I get introduced to this whole concept of emotional intelligence, and I was like, oh, what is this? Oh my goodness. This is why some of the people in my life, including myself, have been doing the things that they've been doing. So it was that self-awareness. So I've been very attuned with my emotions and really using them, embracing all of them, and using them as a data point. So when I'm feeling like something's in alignment, yes, keep moving forward, keep doing that. When it's not, it is really not burying those, like pushing those things aside, but literally saying to myself, pause, and stopping and doing some self-reflection to say, okay, what's going on underneath the surface? What's driving that?
The other thing you mentioned was energy. You had a different type of energy when you came home from that business trip. And then when you recognized you wanted to be a life coach or go into life coaching, there was another type of energy. How does energy play into what you do?
Okay, so I just got chills that you asked me about that. And I love that you asked me about that. Thank you. Energy is another big piece of what's helped me so well, and also big piece of the work that I do with my clients, it's, energy is all about, our thoughts are everything, and our thoughts impact our emotions, which drive our behaviors, which how we show up in life. And so our thoughts really do create that energy. I mean, just thinking about it, when you are excited about something, how engaged you are. And sometimes, you don't even realize that time has passed by and you just want to jump into that. And then vice versa, right? When we're not so excited about a particular job or a relationship that we're in, that really can drag us down and feel like really heavy energy. And that, again, impacts how we show up. So thank you so much for picking up on that, because I think that is it's just so important to be attuned to that as well.
Absolutely, because two words can make a difference. When someone says, I'm nervous, it's a completely different energy than saying, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So it definitely plays into it. So, okay, you're in this thriving career and the leadership development, and you come home and you take that pause, you realize your energy needed to be somewhere else, and you make that decision, that aha moment, to be a life coach. What's the next step? What did you do?
I know, right? I was just like, I really was like, wait, can I do that? Can I do that? I'm like, well, why can't I? So of course, I am doing coaching myself, but I've always seen value in coaches. I worked with my first coach a couple of years ago, which made me realize that I had a lot of internal self-doubt and inner critic stuff that I needed to work on and clear. And I thought, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to need a little help with this to help give me some direction. And at this point, I felt like I really did have the confidence and I had the energy, but I really could benefit from working with somebody such as a business coach. So I did engage with a business coach, and that just helped me start to see the pieces and putting the structures. What could a life coaching business look like? And then, of course, I'm telling you, this is February last year, February going into March, of course, then COVID hits, right? The US. And so that kind of just all of a sudden really made it real if I really wanted to step into this. So the business coach certainly helped. The other big thing I realized was that I need to build my brand. I need to get out there and start sharing my thought leadership and start building my know, like, trust factor, because that's so super important. People, they do business with people that they connect with, and it's not just products and services, right? And so I actually started my own Facebook community, and which is called Claim Your Happiness, because I thought, and you mentioned drama, and I know we'll get there, on the other side of drama is happiness, and that we all deserve the right to live a happy life, doing the things that we want with the people that we want, and being our best selves. So I started that community, and I just started doing Facebook Lives. And that, the big shift for me, I have to share, MJ, is that when I did business coaching a few years ago around some of my corporate stuff, I realized I had cleared a lot of that self-doubt, that I had no question that this is what I wanted to do. So all of a sudden, for me to be showing up on live videos and just really putting myself out there was huge. And then from there, I was able to get clarity on what I wanted my new brand to be. I was able to put a coaching program together. I enrolled myself in an International Coaching Federation certification program, so I could, definitely strengthen my abilities around coaching. And here I am.
That's crazy when you think about it. It was a year ago when you stepped into this decision. I mean,
Yeah.
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
So I wanted to touch upon, so in your intro, you talk about being a drama disruptor. So could you share, what is a drama disruptor?
Yeah, and I'll keep this brief, but we'll share a little bit, because I think a lot of times our passions in life come from the things that we've learned, or where we've evolved, or things that have really made a difference in our life. It was about 10 years ago, and I was mentoring some students who had gone through the same master's program that I had gone through. And just to keep the story brief, I was exposed to some content that was not part of my program originally. And I'd shared with you about my passion for emotional intelligence. And so this thing that I was introduced was this thing called the drama triangle. And so I was at this retreat with my students, and the facilitator drew this triangle, and it was talked about the dynamics that we can be in when we are really feeling we're in conflict, we're in drama, either within ourselves or other people. And it was again, another brick had hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, like that had been so many dynamics that had been playing out in my life within myself and other people. And so I really leaned into that work, and I studied that work. It was a personal journey for me to help. And the opposite of drama is happiness and empowerment. Mm-hmm. And so I learned the tools to step into empowerment. And then I started using that actually with in my work with my organizations. And that I've seen organizations really shift cultures around that. And so I thought, why can't I bring that into the life coaching business since it helped me? And so when I talk, drama can be anything. It could be outright conflict. When we first hear the drama, like some people are like, oh, I don't have drama. You have drama. I promise you have drama at some point in your life. And it is interesting because when I do say I'm a drama disruptor, people are like, what is that? I want to know more about that. And when I talk about it, a lot of it's our inner drama. So and the way you can tell if you're in drama is if you are feeling some of those lower emotions, those lower energy, like it's a safe bet that you're getting into self-judgment, self-persecution, kind of feeling like a victim, wanting to avoid taking on responsibility because we're afraid. And so when I say I'm a drama disruptor, the coaching that I do is I really help my clients get to what are some of those core thoughts that are serving them, but of course the ones that can bring them to drama and hold them back.
Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. I use verbal drama in my book. I talk about verbal drama because we all have it. And as you said, it's recognizing it, being aware of it. So Merilee, this has been fabulous. However, could you share what is one takeaway or one tip or a golden nugget that you could share with others?
Absolutely. I will go back to some of the stuff I was already talking about. Truly, our thoughts are everything. And the sooner that you can realize that and embrace it. So our thoughts do impact. This is really how our brain operates. Our thoughts do impact our emotions, which absolutely do drive our behaviors. And that drives that energy too, as well. And so I would say that the most important thing I can say to you is to really recognize that and not be scared of it. That's the other thing around the drama work is embracing it and loving all of ourselves and all of those emotions, because they really are data points to say, where's our true north, where are we aligned, and where might that hold us back? And if you can use that based on whatever goals or whatever you're going for and use that kind of as a measuring stick or a progress measure, then what I would say is if you are feeling some of that drama, because it gets to keep us in Stucksville. I like to say Stucksville. I was the mayor of Stucksville for a while, I'll tell you that. And get help. That's not a weakness. Help is a superpower. Reach out for help.
Yes.
Get to a colleague, get to a friend, hire a coach. Because the thing about a colleague and a friend, they're great and they're going to be there for you. But a coach, somebody who's objective and actually removed from the situation, because the answers are all within you. But a coach can really help shine the light and help you get that clarity that you can't because you're too close to your stuff. So that would be my biggest tip and advice, is really be aware of your thoughts and emotions, what's helping you. And if you're stuck, don't stay stuck. Reach out for help.
That's awesome. I love how you say embrace all parts of you, because those negative emotions or behaviors actually help you get through and move to the next step.
Absolutely. 100%, right? It's one, either A, what's going on behind that, or two, they can kind of give you that, I'm doing this, right? Like nothing's holding me back. I know I got this.
Exactly. I love that. And you did get it. I mean, you took it and you just took change by the hand and went for it, which I love. So Merilee, how can others get a hold of you? If somebody wanted to reach out to you, how can they get a hold of you?
Sure. So a couple different ways. I would say if you are on social media, I would love to have you be part of my Claim Your Happiness community, because I'm sharing a lot of the things that we talked about today, but also at a deeper level. I would love to have you part of that community. So again, it's Claim Your Happiness. I am on LinkedIn, and also my website is www.coachwithmerilee.com. I will share it at this moment in time. The website is actually currently being built, being revamped with my new brand, but it will be up and running shortly. So either of those ways would be great ways to reach out to me, and I would love just to have a conversation. I always offer a first complimentary coaching session for anybody who's never done coaching and really just needs a thinking partner and just wants to test it out.
Oh, that's very generous of you to offer that first session. So, all right, folks, take advantage of that. Thank you so much, Merilee, for being on this episode. I was thrilled and pulled away some takeaways myself. Please reach out to her. We will have information at the end of this video. So wrapping up today, this is MJ Callaway signing out. And remember, have a bounce up day.